Check, check. Check, check, check.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sports Center for tonight's evacuation of the game between the visiting Seadogs or Charlottetown Islanders.
Okay.
I had to read both feet.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to go on the link here and see if I can find it. Because Gareth just called me his connection went down and going in Inverness.
Here's tonight's starting lineup for the St. John Seadogs. On forward, number 20, Luca Benoit, 22, Ethan Beck, and number 26, Benjamin Overstreet. On defense, number 10, Matthew McLean, and number 21, Ely Warren. Starting in goal, number 30, Sebastian Monaco. The referees for tonight's game and linesmen are linesmen Ryan Moody, Kevin Fisher, referees Mike Hamilton, and Ross Wellner. Serge Boyd is in charge of all minor officials for Charlottetown Islanders. Here are your Town Islanders. Let's try it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, your Charlottetown Islanders. And here is your starting lineup for your Charlottetown Islanders. On forward, number 23, Matthew Butler. Number 71, Keaton Bell. Number 5, Brett Arsenault. Number 11, Owen Conrad. And in goal, number 35, Jack Flanagan. And if you could all please rise and remove your hats for the singing of Canada.
Good evening, folks. My name's Luke Salton here at the Pono Sports Center. Alongside me is Corey Arsenault for Charlottetown Islanders preseason action between the Islanders and the St. John Seadogs. The Islanders wearing white jerseys, Harvest Crest gold, and on the other side, the Seadogs in their blue uniforms.
Yes, a rematch of last night, Lucas, as the Islanders jumped out to a 3-0 lead over at Harbor Station, only to see that lead evaporate. Penalty troubles was a problem for the Islanders last year. It was a problem last night, but listen, this is preseason. It's a chance for the coaching staff and hockey operations to identify talent for the upcoming season, so you can't put any weight into anything that happens in the preseason. But listen, in any sport, in any competition, it's always better when you win, right? And St. John was able to pull out a win. Chad Bellemare scored late in that hockey game. I wasn't there. I was following along on Twitter. No streaming actions. They don't have to set up at Harbor Station like we do here in Pownell. A two-man team ready to go, and nothing but the best live stream here tonight at the Pownell Rec Center in beautiful Pownell, Prince Edward Island, as they have the teams, at least the Islanders, skating around. I'm not sure what the issue is. There's no fog. It looks like the ice looks like it has been great here all training camp long, but a lot more veterans in the lineup here tonight, Lucas, and a chance for rookies as well to try to make their mark. Of course, you would hear a lot with your father being the head coach and general manager, Jim Holton, but certainly pretty good crowd on hand and looking forward to an exciting night.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you said the ice has been great, unlike the APM Center, but we got a great starting lineup here for the Islanders, some young talent. But it's kind of also some old. You got Kean Bell. He played some games with Cape Breton. He went over to the SJHL where he's a leading goal scorer there. And some guys that have really, well, Bell in particular, he struggled to see success at the QMJHL level. He obviously had it in the SJHL, but once he translates that to the next level, he's a guy that could be a breakout success for the Islanders. And they're pairing him with Matt Butler. The Islanders got him, played Shattuck St. Mary's last year, and he was pretty stellar. He had 63 points and 57 games, a 2020 fifth-round pick, and just lots of young talent on the Islanders squad. Another rebuild looking for a run 2-3 years, so it's pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I've been around this team for 20 years, 21st year here broadcasting junior hockey in Charlottetown. I've scouted with the team over the last 3 or 4 years, so I've got to know quite a few of the players. A lot of these players drafted by St. John. I was in Sherbrooke as well for the draft this past summer. So, it's an exciting time for every organization right now in major junior hockey with training camp. Exciting for families, big opportunities. You get a chance to have a little taste of what major junior hockey is like. And, there's nothing like the preseason and having a 10-minute delay to start a hockey game.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when you're volunteering.
Yeah.
Are you volunteering?
Get our mics got.
No, my mic's going.
One thing I want to take note, pretty special of this game, 17-year-old Matthew McLean from Charlottetown, PEI, Seadogs 11th round pick. He had 11 points in 42 games with the Summerside Western Capitals last year. He's playing at his hometown rink where he played minor hockey here in Pownell, played with Eastern Express and Bantam. Fortunately, had an injury, but he's here starting in PEI.
Thinking that I got a text that maybe there isn't a doctor here right now. I'm speculating in that, but you can't start a game until a doctor is on scene. And, of course, some of the details have to get ironed out. It's preseason as well. And I'm not sure how many doctors live in around the Pownell Rink area or if there's any in the arena here tonight, but it may have been I shouldn't say that because I could be speculating, but that I got a text saying, and no doc, question mark, and I said, your guess is as good as mine. So regardless, if we got to wait another 5 minutes, we're going to pod this thing down, and because I only get paid by the word, and I'm already close to my quota here right now, but you talk about some of the players that the Islanders are high on this year, and Matthew Butler certainly is one. When he was drafted in the 5th round, the Islanders scouting staff was ecstatic. They always knew there was a chance that they always knew that he was probably going stateside for his 16-year-old year. But credit to Trevor Burt and Jim Holton. They were relentless in the pursuit of Butler and his family, and we've had some great success with Newfoundlanders here in Charlottetown. And he's chose to come here and signed to be a Charlottetown Islander. But here's the thing. 17 years old, right? I mean, he's going to be a terrific junior hockey player, but you can't expect the world overnight, and that's for anybody on either side in any training camp. As a young player, it's tough to produce and put up points here in this league. This is a great league, and for Matthew Butler, he's certainly going to be a highlight reel player here for the Islanders, and I've seen it in training camp here already. And I heard he was very good last night in St. John. But, you need offense to score, and Matthew Butler certainly has that in spades. And I'm looking forward to seeing him play here tonight. There's no doubt about that.
You said it right, Corey. I mean, look at Brett Budgel. He came kind of similar path to Butler, but he actually went to USHL. 16-year-old, played half a year there, then came over to Charlottetown and finished out the year, then carried on Marcus, and now Butler just way as Budgel came in and was captain for the Islanders. He's paving a path for other Newfoundlanders, and it's pretty special to see, and even the footprint Budgel left.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he has been a terrific leader here for the Charlottetown Islanders, and when you think of Charlottetown Islander players and star players over the year, you think of Brett Budgel, just a terrific man, terrific family. He left his impact here and his imprint in Charlottetown. But I'll tell you what, we're going to pot things down here right now. We can't get all our storylines out here early on, as we're going to take a break here. I think there's an issue with potentially not being a doctor in the arena, and that's why the game hasn't started. I'm sure the brass is on it. I could be wrong. I'll find out what the issue is. It's certainly not an on-ice issue. It has nothing to do with the fog. It has nothing to do with the broadcast, because Universal Media is set up. Lucas Holton's ready to rock, and I'm joining him here, at least for the pregame show. We'll see if we can get things up and running, and we'll be back with the call for period number 1. You're listening to Charlottetown Islanders preseason hockey on universalmedia.ca.
Just like that, folks, we are back and underway. Situation sorted out, and Matthew Butler is ready to show Islanders fans what he has. Seadogs win draw back into the other zone, scooped up behind the net. Now back in corner. Seadogs scoop it up and bang off the boards. Now Kiersey. Kiersey rotates around, zips his cross for Conrad. Conrad back to Kiersey. Now up the middle, tipped by Bell. Now Butler left-hand side, and gets knocked off the puck by Benjamin Beaudry. Flanagan plays it back Kiersey. Kiersey on the net, drops it back for Conrad. Conrad right-hand side, zips it up for Arsenault, drops it off. Right-hand side for Powers, and Powers gets the body from McLean. St. John with a burst of momentum, back up the other way. Right-hand side, tripped up, and back the other way it goes. A breakout opportunity. Simon Hughes one-on-one and shot. And a save into the corner by goaltender Sebastian Monaco. Now back to point. Zipped in and out the other way. Kluche scoops it up the middle for Bellemare. But demanded back by De Silva. Seadogs work their way up. Zip it towards the middle. And tossed in. Chasing down the Islanders. That's Edward. And now back. Around that to a point. Shot on net, but deflected wide. And we have Kluche. Bodied off puck by Voss. Voss scoops it to Campbell. It's a PI connection. In corner, St. John opportunity out front. Puck around. Dipsy doodled to the point for Cabuto. And he fumbles it, and he has Campbell on him. Campbell scoops it up to the right-hand side. Back behind the Seadogs line. Seadogs make a breakout and chip in for a change. It's been quite a long time here without a whistle. It's been pretty back and forth hockey, but no real opportunities, no real shots.
And no shot clock, so you're not going to find that either.
Nope. Kiersey working it up, zips it up the middle. Now Michaud. Michaud back down for Rutledge. In behind. Moves it Nicholson. Nicholson back to Rutledge. Shot. Up and back to Kiersey at the point. Behind the net is Dickey. Dickey. Over right behind. Now the point, but shifted back in. Kiersey meets him at the blue line. Gets stand up, and we're going to have a first whistle. A few sequences. And it's 16:45 here. First period, and finally got on their way, and it went quite a ways.
Yeah, and it's August 23rd, right? So there's going to be some sloppy play. And that's what you see here right now. I mean, guys just kind of battling, trying to get pucks deep, trying to get something going here. And for the Islanders, I mean, you talk about Simon Hughes. He's a guy that grew up playing minor hockey in around this area as well. And Connell, Red Devil, I do believe. And Matthew McLean, of course. His father owns the company that we're broadcasting the game through, Universal Media. I mean, he's produced some of the Islander games over the years when we're doing the game on the radio. George and I are calling back, and he's producing. You're talking to Matt McLean, and all of a sudden he's out here playing here tonight. And, you know, he had a great year as a 16-year-old last year in Summerside. And, you know, he's got a chance, a real good chance to make this St. John Seadogs team. He laid out a big hit in his first shift. You know, having that year of Junior A under his belt, he had some, you know, he had a rough go. He missed his first year midget, U18, I guess to be politically correct, with a knee injury. Basically came back in the spring, played minor midget, minor U18, however you want to say it. But, you know, then started last year with the Charlottetown Knights, drafted late by the St. John Seadogs, I believe, an 11th round pick. But I'll tell you what, they may have got their money's worth because he's knocking at the door here. I'm not quite sure what St. John's depth chart looks like this year. I know they drafted a couple of real high-end defensemen early in Amiot and Duhamel, both 16 years old, as we talked about. It's not an easy league to play in as a young kid. And with 16:45 to go here in this first period, a bit of a lay here once again as they throw the puck down. So maybe we're jumping out to assumptions in that there was no doctor here. Now I don't know why this is a pause here right now. They started the game, and you know they are building a med school in Charlottetown, but it's not quite complete, and nobody's graduated from it yet. So if that's the case, you know you got to be safe than sorry. And with 16:45 to go here, we're not going to take a radio timeout, but we're going to take another broadcast timeout here. 16:45 to go in this first period. Lucas Holton and Corey Arsenault live. I wish this period was half done and the broadcast would be closer to being over. And I understand the pain of trying to tune in and watch the game, but you know, stay with us here. We'll be back as soon as puck drops, but we're not going to waste any more air. Thank you.
there is a doctor in the house, can you please come to the Charlottetown Islanders bench, please?
Folks, we're back. To know there's another marathon on PI, but we're back and we're going to get at it. 16:45 on the clock here in the first period.
Yes, the Doc's in the house. Game started because the Doc was walking in, but he was walking in the wrong rink, and hence the pause. Now we're here and ready to go. Better to be safe than sorry in anything in life, right? So here we are. 16:45 to go, scoreless game, and we promise that this game will not be delayed. We hope the rest of the way.
Now back the other way, Islanders. Butler right-hand side, chipping at it. Comes with the puck. Now Bell shot and deflected back Conrad. Conrad shot on net. Now the other way, Seadogs try and get out, and it's cleared by Eli, I don't know, Warren.
Mateko in hard on the forecheck.
Back the other way, Butler. Now down is Bell. Bell zips it for Butler. Chip back off for Kiersey. Kiersey. Now the other way. 15:52 on the clock. Now Seadogs. Left-hand side, walking in. Now towards the middle. Shot back out front. And they cannot get shot on that. Now the other way. Seadogs regrouping. Is Bellmare. Plamondon is battling in, but gets beat to the puck. Shot on and covered up by goaltender Jack Flanagan. 15:26. First period play. My name's Luke Sullivan. Alongside me is Corey Arsenault at Anders preseason hockey.
Yeah, not easy. Not easy for the broadcasters, not easy for the fans, but especially not easy for these young players trying to make a major junior hockey team, I should say. You know, you get psyched up, you're in the lineup, you're ready to go. You start, there's a delay, you start, there's a delay. Now you got to get back in and right back at it here as the puck sent down the length of the ice with 15:14 to go here in this first period. These two teams played last night. St. John went down 3-0, and the Islanders gave up the lead, went down 4-3. Owen Conrad, the Charlottetown Islanders' first-round pick, who they're extremely excited about, tied things up. Chad Bellmar had a great game last night. Small, shifty forward. He's a guy that's going to have a bright future here in this league. He can skate, and if you can skate and have puck skills in major junior hockey, you're going to excel. Not the biggest of players, but he's got a high motor. He competes. He had 2 big goals last night, and he's looked good here in his first couple shifts early for the St. John.
Pretty fun core for the Seadogs. We'll touch on him later, but Egan Beveridge is another small, skilled forward for the Seadogs, but we'll touch on him later on. Seadogs with possession in the corner. That's Bellmar, as Corey spoke on. Scooped out towards the middle, but rattled back the other way. Now it's middle. Will Allen. Allen played first half of the season with the Unders. He's tripped up, and it's going to be an Unders power play. First power play of the night, 14-28. Islanders power play.
Yeah, well, the Islanders took 5 minors last night. And one thing about Will Allen, you're right, he made the team last year. Great engine, good skater, works hard. Drives into the corner, gets tripped up because why? Because his feet are moving. His feet are moving, gets tripped up. Seadogs will head to the penalty box here. I'm not sure who took the minor. One of the defensemen on the right side. No number up on the score clock, but the Islanders will go to their first power play opportunity of the hockey game here at 14:28 to go in this first period. We are scoreless after a couple of delays.
One back to Conrad by Flanagan. Now Duguay back Conrad. Conrad sets down low for Campbell. Campbell delays. Now down low by Walker. Back up top. Conrad slips over for Campbell. Campbell back Walker. Walker in the corner now. Campbell to Walker. Walker back at the point for Conrad. Down low for Duguay. Back Conrad. Shot and glove down by the goaltender, Sebastian Monaco.
Good point shot there by Owen Conrad. And, I mean, he's a big kid. Moves. He's put up points throughout his minor hockey career. Got a heavy shot. Get pucks through, right? At the end of the day, you get pucks through. You try to take the eyes away from the goaltender, but Monaco out square to the puck. The Caledon, Ontario native makes a relatively easy glove save to hold on here with 1:32 remaining on the power play.
I said Conrad's super good player, put up 32 points, 33 games with his Midge team last year, and New Glasgow, Nova Scotia under his 20th overall draft pick. And he's looking like a pretty special player.
Well, he's got that pro size, right? And skate. There's not a whole lot of weaknesses. Hard to believe the kid's only 16 years old. You look at him, 6'2", 190.
Shot at Mike Kiersey, deflected in the corner. Now back low for Rutledge. Michaud over Kiersey. Kiersey back, Michaud. Walking in, shot. Save, then Rutledge at the front. Spat off his stick. Michaud over Kiersey. Kiersey left-hand side, chips it in. Now down low, back up top. It was Butler back Kiersey, the two noofs. Now Toplininski. Over Michaud back Kiersey. Shot and glove down by Monaco.
Good save by Monaco. I mean, he's a guy that I'm certainly not familiar with. 5', 6 foot, 173. Able to find the puck in the slot. Down on the butterfly, throws the leather up and holds on here with 39 seconds to go as Kiersey, the reigning Q defenseman rookie of the year. Expecting another great year for Marcus Kiersey. A terrific player here. Had a great 16-year-old year. The green light will be on this year for Marcus. He's a special, talented player. Unbelievable feet. He's got that good shot as well. He lets it go, but Monaco, another good glove save.
Awesome to see all of the Anders' young prospects, how they play in special teams. They're playing some power play time. Even some players that are still developing. Red Air Snow going in second season with the team. He's been playing games with them for a couple seasons. And at the point was a big hit by Seadogs, but now back in the corner. Anders fumbled on possession.
It's Eric Matejko, and he was really good last year for St. John. 6'4", 200 pounds as he catches Plummet on the blue line and sends the 16-year-old third rounder for a little bit of a tumble. Matejko, tell you what, he was one of the most improved players in the queue last year. St. John has a terrific pair of Euros in Matejko and Simic. And Matejko, big body, and he gets the feet moving. He's parked in front. He's tough to knock off the puck, and a great little forecheck on the penalty kill there to knock Plummet on down. And Matejko, he's going to have a big year for St. John. Certainly one of their better players.
Yeah, with kind of the Russia dispute, you're starting to see some Latvians rise into the league.
Wow.
And you got Axels Ozils
exactly.
on
Those two would know each other.
Yeah, for sure. And there's starting to be more Latvians into the league, which is great to see. Vincent chips it up.
Back to 5-on-5.
Powers, his kid, got signed by the Islanders. Came here, won the fitness test. This kid that's put on a show. He's got a very good game. Super raw, but he's able to play physical, and he's been pretty good here. Benoit stepping in, right-hand side shot. Flanagan saves it, but doesn't know where it went. Right-hand side for the Seadogs. Back to Dick at the point, chips it in off the boards, now in behind. Collecting is under Simon Duguay. Duguay chips it off the boards. Anders struggling to clear it. St. John starting to get comfortable. Hughes behind the net. Chips it for Allen. Allen back behind for Vincent. Vincent fumbles, but edges up. Duguay back around. Allen. Hughes can't get there in time. Vincent again. The Anders struggling as they fire it down the ice, but St. John collects it. That's defenseman Tristan Da Silva. Silva skating, and he turns over to Conrad. Conrad sweeps it over Kiersey. Kiersey up the ice to Walker, and back down. Kiersey stepping middle. Toe drag shot, but deflect off stick. That's Campbell. Now to the sideboards. Shot on net by Kiersey again. And Corey, you just can't see Marcus Kiersey. He got last year's pretty comfortable, as you said. Defensive Rookie of the Year. You see him gliding, and the thing that stands with Kiersey is he just knifes around the ice. His blades are so nice, and his skating just stands out, especially in preseason. But even last year, you could see it as a 16-year-old.
Well, he's partnered up with Jeremy Biak-Matuka, number one defenseman on the team. He's going up against other teams' number one lines, right? So, not that this is a walk in the park here tonight for Marcus Kiersey, but that he's that type of talent, and he's used to playing against other teams' top players. So, there's just preseason as well. A little hook there goes undetected. But Kiersey certainly, one of those guys that we're certainly happy to have here in Charlottetown. Just a terrific kid, first and foremost, off the ice, and that's part of the process that your father certainly implements here. You got to be a good player, good person first, and then we worry about the hockey player. You got to be a good person first, and Marcus Kiersey certainly checks all those boxes.
That's Islanders' identity, or sorry, I've said that right, but you can just see the Islanders, the way they bring themselves, their identity, and how they present themselves, and it's been pretty successful in the past, and other teams have problem with characters, issues in the room, but the Islanders have done a pretty good job circling that as something to be good.
Yeah, I think every team tries to strive to do that, right, as well. So, no different in St. John. I mean, they got the resume to show with the Memorial Cup banners. They've been a terrific franchise, and these two teams are basically, at the start of a rebuild. They're kind of neck and neck in what they're trying to accomplish here.
Now St. John beneath their blue line. Left-hand side is Capus. Now back the other way. Now Calder. Calder sweeps it towards the middle. Back around, intercept by Michaud. Michaud right-hand side for Butler. Butler, he's walking in with speed, slams on the brakes, now drops it back for Michaud. 206s with some good connection. Shot net by Voss, and Butler misses wide open net. The net's off for St. John. And we're going to have a whistle. 8:25 here in the first period play. And earlier I said we had touch on a player for St. John, which is Egan Beveridge. He's from New Hampshire, United States. He played the last season with the Chicago Mission, having 16 points in 10 games. I'm assuming some injury troubles, but you look back to his Bantam years at Mount St. Charles, hit 103 points in 63 games played. The Seadogs are on second round, 30th overall. This is a kid who's going to be able to produce down the road. As you said, it's pretty hard at 16, but I think there's something in there for the Seadogs.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, when his name was called, he certainly wasn't on my scouting radar on the NBPEI Major Midget League. There's no doubt about that. But, the Seadogs do a good job of finding players all around. And Beveridge is a guy that certainly they were excited and excited to get in the second round in Sherbrooke. And a guy that, I think you can compare him to the Matt Butler type, undersized but highly skilled. And we'll see how he develops here in St. John. But I know one thing, their staff is ultra excited about Beveridge. And you know what? Good on them. Bringing the Americans in here. The Q, you want to have the best players that are available to play in this league. And it seems like St. John that find those guys and are able to bring them in. It's no different than the Islanders able to bring Matt Butler in. You want the best players no matter what team they're playing on in the league.
It's super nice also to see some QMJ teams bring in some U.S. kids. There were some at the Islanders training camp. I think there's around 5. But that being said, you see the teams in the OHL like London Knights who have success bringing in those USA guys, and that's the way you win hockey.
Yeah, London doesn't play preseason in Pownal. That's the only difference.
For sure. Down into St. John. And behind the net is broken pucks, as no one can get it. Now back for Kiersey. Kiersey shot but deflected wide. Does not get on target. Hughes is slow, get up in the zone, and prevented Kiersey from an entry, which he dumps it in and goes for a change. Back the other way, Beaudry. Knocks it in. Flanagan tries to meet it, but can't. Now it's Tomplinsky, or Moncton, New Brunswick native, over Conrad. Conrad down the middle. Now Butler. Butler right-hand side. Butler. Back to point. Conrad shot. And the Islanders keep on coming up with it. Now Seadogs find possession and they break out the other way. Left-hand side. Beveridge. In behind. Right-hand side, that's Beveridge. He's able to play physical. You see he goes for that hit. We talk about the undersized players, but he got some fiercey in him. And Warren puts it on net and rips the helmet off, actually, of Campbell. But the Seadogs look like they almost had something going, and great effort by Walker to keep it out of the zone Anthony Flanagan chips it up for Michaud up the middle and goes for a change. Michaud all alone, battling in the zone. Back to Warren. Snaps cross ice. Cannot find the tape of his teammate, and the Islanders delayed for an icing. 5:16 in the first period of play, and are still scoreless.
Yeah, good pace here. Preseason hockey, like I said, we're August here, so I mean, it's certainly not February pace, but great to be back at the rink. There's no doubt about that, and terrific defensive play there by Kevin Walker. He's been really good here in camp. I think he's pushing for his spot here in Charlottetown. I mean, former Cape Breton West Islander, who's a real good U18 player, spent a year last year under Sean Evans, I do believe, and Churro, and it's paid off. And, he's knocking at the door here, and it's little plays like that your father Jim's going to notice where you're committing. And on that last sequence as well, Anton Topolnitsky, you mentioned the Oromocto native going down, blocking shots. Listen, it's August. Anton's an 18-year-old who was a third-round pick, who had a great summer, a big part of this team's back end, and he's laying down the block shots. So, I mean, that's something you want to see, leading by example, showing the youngsters what it takes to play in this league, how you earn your minutes. And Anton Topolnitsky with a terrific sequence on a couple of nice defensive plays with blocks in Pownal in August, showing it how it's done. And Kevin Walker with a good effort to stretch to get it out. St. John pressing here a little bit.
Topolnitsky comes in Islanders camp at 16, and they loved him right from the get-go. He got some NHL excitement last year, and obviously, as you said, he did make the team, but decided to go back and play midget.
You know what? Some kids, you're just not ready, right? You're still, you're a young man, and you're leaving home for the first time at 16 years old. It's not for everybody. It's certainly, everybody sees these guys because they're, 6 feet tall plus, muscled up. Some of them have beards, but you know what? They're 16-year-olds at heart, in their mind as well, and it's not an easy transition for a lot of players. And for Anton, he went back, had a real good year in Fredericton. He had a great rookie season last year, and he's one of those guys that the Islanders are certainly going to lean on, and he's had a terrific training camp. I know, talking to your father, he's come in, he's asserted himself a little bit more. He's quiet by nature, there's no doubt about that, but you know what? He works hard and he competes, and at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, for sure. You couldn't have said it better. Topolnitsky, I mean, he's just really steady defenseman back there, and you're starting to see the young guys develop with the Islanders. Obviously, that
patience,
year was
right? You got to have patience.
Year.
It's so easy to give up on a kid when they're 16, 17 years old. You got to wait till they're 18 and a half, the back half of their 18-year-old season, and even then, some kids don't develop till they're 20 years old, right? So you got to have patience, and sometimes that's easier to say than do here when it's a business in major junior hockey.
I mean, some bloom earlier than others. Obviously, seeing Butler, who's here at 17 years old. He's looking pretty special. Just the little details he does. He's making his way around the ice, just doing the little things right. And that's what coaches notice. The littler the mistakes you make, the better player that you are. And Butler, he's been pretty good tonight so far for the Islanders. Back the other way, Seadogs. And Conrad scoops it up and knocks it around for Kiersey. Now Hughes. Hughes knocks it off. Now Matejko. Beaudry now. Beaudry stepping in. A good sequence for the Seadogs. Created there by De Silva. Good rush from back end, and Hughes steps in the other way and shoots it wide. Now Seadogs the other way. Will Allen scoops it up, knocks it off for Topolnitsky. Topolnitsky goes back to Allen. Allen back to Topolnitsky. Makes a rush up the middle. Right hand side down the middle. Shot, but he gets tripped up. And Seadogs go back the other way with it. Cloutier fumbles it off for Plamondon. Over to Campbell. Campbell right hand side. Campbell, the fiercely Surrey PI native. Back towards the middle for a shot. And saved by goaltender Sebastian Monaco. Deflected off stick of Anthony Flanagan, and Monaco catches it and keeps it. 2:25 on the clock here at Pono Sports Center. My name's Luke Sullivan. Alongside me is Corey Arsenault on UMI Sports and Entertainment.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the shots are, but I'd have to think they're 2-1 favoring the Islanders at some point, whether they're 10-5 or 12-6 or whatnot. No shot clock and no laptop in front of us either. We're doing it old school here in Pono. But Tristan Da Silva, you've mentioned his name a couple times. I loved him in his draft year. College Notre Dame, Albatross player, and drafted, I believe, by Baie-Comeau. And not sure whatever happened there, but St. John traded for him last year, and he's in camp this year, playing exhibition games, so you know he's here to make the team. But he's looked good on the back end. I've always been a fan of his coming out of his midget days, whether, we talk about patience with players like Anton. Could be something like that with Tristan Da Silva, but he's got some skills on the back end, and he's looked good here early in this first period.
I thought he looked very well.
Were you over last night?
No, I did not make the trip and tried to watch it online, but obviously, as you said,
Harbor Station's not
doesn't
set
have
up
the
like
luxury as a Pono Sports Center.
It's not even close. TD. I think they changed it to TD.
Is it? Yeah, I'm so used to
I heard
Harbor
Tim Hortons
Station.
move, but we got a couple coffee machines here in Pono, but we can broadcast her. That's the main thing.
Yeah, well, Pono Sports Center, you'll never beat it. Here on PI, the Islanders move all over from rinks until starting day, even making an appearance out in North Rusco, the new Olympic-size ice. Beveridge moves towards the middle, but scooped back up the other way by Flanagan. Flanagan, right-hand side, making some good flashes. Down middle, cross-ice pass, and a great save for Monaco. And Anthony Flanagan.
Oof, there's a flash of why he was drafted in the second round.
Move to set up a great play.
Last minute play in the first period.
Yeah, terrific save by Monaco, too, because Ross got a piece of that.
Yeah, for sure. Monaco's making a couple good ones as Anders battling net front. Conrad scoops it up and moves it towards the middle. Simon Duguay
Simon.
picked up a couple games with the Islanders this past 22-23 season, as well playing back home with fellow draft pick Nico Boudreau with the Moose in the New Brunswick PI League, as you probably watched them lots, Corey.
Yeah, he had a great season. Simon. Caracat, New Brunswick.
See
A man, a few words.
for sure.
Good player,
Couldn't
though.
have been
Terrific
simplified
player.
anymore. 10 seconds left on the clock in this first period. It looks Bell got a stick up high, and there's little roughness down low as the clock winds down. But we're at the end of period number 1. My name's Luke Sullivan. Corey Harrison alongside me. Catch you back for period number 2.
Shots on goal after the first period. Islanders Ladies and gentlemen, your Charlottetown Islanders.
Puck won back by the Islanders. It's Bell, right-hand side. Bell skating up and flicks it into his team's bench. 19:51, just 9 seconds into the second period play.
Well, it took us an hour, but we got through the opening period, and those who are hanging on, we certainly thank you for your patience here. Preseason, there's a few hiccups that'll happen along the way. The doctor went to the wrong rink. These things happen. And he is now here, and we got 20 minutes in the books, and pretty entertaining opening period. Just great to be back at the rink.
Yeah, there's been quite a few fans that came out here to the Pownell Sports Center. I'm sure it's rivaling the TD Center crowd as Bell chips it up for Arsenault. Arsenault left-hand side tries to work his way around him and gets the puck. Brent Arsenault, someone who's seen that has had a big summer. He's in super good shape, did very well at the fitness tests, and he's looking pretty good out here, if I must say so myself. It's a great shot off net, deflected into the rafters.
There's at least two Arsenaults in the rink here tonight, and one of them's in phenomenal shape, and the other one not so much. And that's Brett, you mentioned. I think he came top 3 fitness, so he knew what he had to work on. And there's another prime example of a young man developing, right? 17 years old, comes in. It's tough when you're a late player. Put in a summer's work, all of a sudden his skating's much more powerful, feels a little bit more confident with the puck. You know what to expect. Maturation process. It's been in junior hockey, not even in junior hockey, and life for years. And Brett Arsenault hoping to build off a big summer.
Will Allen shot in behind. Now Beveridge off the boards. Seadogs back the other way, right-hand side. Cloutier. Cloutier walking in, tries to go across, but deflected. The Islanders trying to demand back the other way. It's Powers pressuring around. That's Hughes. Hughes tosses up for Powers. It slides off the stick for Duhamel. Now Beveridge, right-hand side, drops it back for a cross-ice tap-in. That gets saved by Flanagan. Seadogs try and break out for the first goal in this game. It's kind of been a slow back and forth opening up the second period of play. Now it's Allen pressuring in. Now back the other way, it's Morin. Morin down the middle, chops it off for Cloutier. Shot and ringing some metal up into the netting. 17:38, and we're going to have a whistle. Corey, what are your thoughts on the first period and kind of escalating into the couple minutes of the second period?
Well, back-to-back chances, and right there it's Cloutier who steps in, short side, tries to go upstairs on Jack Flanagan, succeeds, kisses it off the crossbar and out, but good pace. Good pace. I mean, these players are in tip-top shape. trained hard all summer. They're here to prove themselves, and for hockey in August, I like it.
Walking in is Flanagan, who puts it back to Campbell for another great opportunity.
Yeah, she gets selfish and shoot that.
And Flanagan, pure playmaker, as Anders fans are starting to see. Maybe on the net is Voss. Voss with it. 2 Anders and 2 Seadogs on the left-hand side of Jack Flanagan. And the Seadogs come out with it. Pierre Noel works it down low. Seadogs stick with possession. Now back off and shot and saved by Flanagan. Flanagan's a player who excelled in preseason last year. Then his season didn't go the way he hoped he could, but he had a great offseason. Hopefully, if he cracks Anders' roster, he can have great results in the season. Anders with it, trying to break out of their zone. It's back to Voss. Voss played the year with the Charlottetown Anders. The PI native played 2 seasons with the midget Charlottetown Knights. Back the other way is Campbell. Toe drag, shot. Was shot in behind the net. Chipping out is Walker. Now Campbell with an aggressive stab. St. John trying to get something started, but there's an icing called back in the Seadogs zone. And we have another whistle at 15:45. Corey, throughout the Anders camp, you've been watching. Who's someone that you didn't think would necessarily kind of shine in the big light, but they kind of risen to the occasion? Who's that player for you?
That's a great question. Kevin Walker's opened my eyes. He's a kid that, I liked in midget as well, but I didn't see him at all play last year much in junior A. But I'll tell you what, his skating's improved. He's here for the right reasons, asking the right questions. To me, he's been a guy that probably was overlooked. And
just like that, Evan Nicholson buries one out front, and the Anders are on top first. Nicholson, the 10th round pick of the Anders draft in 2022. And the Mermaid PI native gets his team on board first.
Well, Evan Nicholson has scored a pile of goals in minor hockey out here in Pownal. It's his home rink, and only fitting that he opens up the scoring here for the Islanders. Nicholson had a terrific year last year with the Charlottetown Knights. Luke Speck's Knights, he was their go-to goal scorer, especially after Ross Campbell, his line mate, got called up to the Islanders halfway through the year, and Nicholson had a big year. He went through some injuries, and he's got a nose for the net, and that's the toughest thing to do in hockey, score goals. And Evan Nicholson is gifted at doing so, and he opens up the scoring here. Maybe one of the easier ones he's scored here in Pownal, but nonetheless, you got to go to the net to find it. He goes, finds it, and gives the Islanders a 1-0 lead.
You couldn't have said that any better. He scored quite a few, him and Ross, here on this ice surface. As their second-year Bantam, they lit it up with the Eastern Expresses alongside teammate Matthew McLean, who's on the Seadogs now. Anders within zone. Kean Bell turns over the puck to this Mont. Now Seadogs. Other way. Warren steps in, drops it off. Now back the other way. Shot and scores! Just like that, the Seadogs are on the board, and it's a tie game.
Well, good response. Back the opposite way, and it's Caputo with a good pass back door. And he finds his man, and that's number 26, Benjamin Beaudry. And Beaudry, one-time shot off the post and in, kisses it, and a good response for the St. John Seadogs. Good patience as Giuliano Caputo finds Benjamin Beaudry on the back door. And less than a minute after, Evan Nicholson gives the Islanders a 1-0 lead. We're knotted up at 1.
It was a great setup by Ely Warren, brother Noah Warren, first-round NHL draft pick in the 2022 NHL draft. Warren for the Seadogs, 6'7", and that was a great play to put the Seadogs on the board. Powers down low, right-hand side of goaltender Sebastian Monaco. And Allen with a big hit on Beveridge. Sets up an opportunity for Hughes, and Hughes, a former Seadog, gets knocked over down low. Now Vincent slashing at it. Back for Powers, and starting to get a little chippy, and Seadogs back the other way. A breakaway opportunity. All alone shot, and Flanagan holds his own. And the net's going to get knocked off for a whistle. 13-36. A tie game here at Pownell Sports Center.
Wow, terrific stretch pass off the back end. Not sure it was Dickey that sent it through, but he found Cloutier striving towards the goal, and Cloutier in one-on-one with Flanagan. Tried to jam on the brakes and tuck it into the backhand, but good back pressure there by Anton Topolnitsky just to get enough of Cloutier to thwart that scoring opportunity. We remain tied at 1. 13-36, Beaudry and Nicholson, the goal scorers for their respective clubs.
Cloutier and Bell are the lone 0-3s in this game, and they're here to prove something. Shot back in, and a good goal, as it looked like we're at a playground from bar to bar, and it goes in. And the Seadogs, just like that, jump to the first lead of the game.
Oh, we mentioned his name in the first period. He's got offense, and he just steps in, catches Flanagan cheating off the post and goes short side, off the post, off his back, off the other post, and in. So 2 quick goals here for St. John. And Tristan De Silva, he's looked good here for St. John. Terrific hockey player. Steps in, he's got that offense, snaps it short side. 2 quick goals, and it's 2-1.
He's really impressed me, Corey, let me tell you. He's been a player who's kind of risen to the occasion. He's shown his speed. He's shown he's eager to jump on every puck. And if I was a coach or a scout, that's something that certainly would stick out to me. Seadogs with the puck down low. The Niners slam it on, shoots it in. Now back is the Dogs. They step in. It's Morin. Morin drops it back. Shot and save, as it looked like potential opportunity for De Silva once again. He has 1 in this game.
Great opportunity. He gets that 2 inches higher over the cuff. Could have been in, but Flanagan, nice when you're 6'4", comes out top of the crease, cuts it down, takes it off the outer arm, finds it and holds on as De Silva shaking his head. He knew he had a great opportunity. He just couldn't get that one up. And Flanagan able to make the save.
Face-off won by Nicholson, the Islanders' lone goal scorer. Now back the other way, Alexi Michaud had double digits in goals last year, and just like that, the Islanders take a lead as Nicholson, his second of the game. And Corey, you said it, he's pretty comfortable scoring goals here in Pownell.
Alexi Michaud's eyes light up as he goes one-on-one with Warren. Flips it to the outside, gets a shot on goal. And the rebound kind of floats through, but you got to go to the net. And that's one thing Evan Nicholson doesn't mind doing, driving the net. And you get rewarded for going to the blue paint. He did on the first goal, and he ties the hockey game up. We're nothing in the first other than a stoppage and no doctor, but we got them coming fast and furious here in the second. 4 goals in about a 4-minute span.
And Nicholson, someone who shows he's not afraid to score goals in the Islanders uniform, because I must say he's pretty impressive at the 2022 training camp, scoring several goals in training camp, and he's translated that success into here at Pownell Sports Center.
100%, and rewarded, right? And he had a big offseason as well as Jacob Beaulieu will head to the penalty box for boarding, and the Islanders to their second power play opportunity of this hockey game here with 12:30 to go in the second period. Nicholson has a pair. Beaudry and De Silva, the goal scorers for St. John. We're tied at 2.
Stay out, Nicholson. It's him with Rutledge on left, Michaud on the right, Topolnitsky, and 16-year-old Owen Conrad. Conrad behind the net. Potentially the future quarterback of this Islanders power play. Conrad up the middle for Toplininski. A good soccer play by Rutledge as he kicks it to himself. Back to Conrad, now Toplininski. Shot on net in traffic. But Monaco is able to smother it. Once again, another whistle, 11:59 on the clock, 1:29 on the Islanders power play. Corey, what do you think the Islanders need to do to jump out the lead?
Well, right there is a good opportunity. Traffic in front, puck's on net.
Sure. Toplininski, Bell. Bell, toe drag, snipes, and scores. Holy shinny. Kean Bell with the toe drag release. And just like that, the Islanders are on the board. Corey used to get pucks on that. That's what he did. But he saw a lane. He's a player who he's been able to score at the junior A level. He scored over 50 goals in the SJHL. He made a nice toe drag to open up a lane for himself. He saw it and he scored. And what a play by the 2003 born player, Kean Bell.
Oh, Kean Bell, he's got some talent. Don't know about that. Scored last night in St. John on a bank shot. Give that man time and space. He'll make you pay. And Kean Bell, how you doing? Toe drag, inside out, posted in. Quick power play goal for the Owls. They have the lead back. Their second lead of the game is 3-2.
Now towards the middle. Stepping around is Beaudry. The Islanders with a good gasp of momentum. If they can stay with it. Now Bell looking for another. He has Arsenault with him. Now back to Vincent. Vincent turns it over. Walking out is Duhamel, the Longueuil, Quebec native. Longueuil is a home of former Islander Jeremy Biakabatuka. Voss stepping in, tries to tap it in, and Hughes struggles to support him. Now Allen down low. Will Allen finds it, and Allen, he's got a good motor as he's just flying out there. And it looks like the Islanders are heading back to the power play as it looks like a stick.
Benoit gets a stick up high on Zachary Plomenon, and so Plomenon goes down. The Islanders 1 for 2 in the power play. Head back to the man advantage here with 10:32 to go as Luca Benoit, who played last year with the Seadogs, had a pretty good rookie season. Gets a stick up high. Good sportsmanship there shown by Benoit to come over to check to make sure the 16-year-old rookie is okay. He'll head to the penalty box for 2 minutes or less.
I must tell you, with some of these flashes seen from last year, Seadogs have a very promising young core with the Islanders as well.
Put it this way, St. John and Charlottetown are going to have some competitive games against each other this season.
Couldn't have said it better. Allen steps around.
If I had $5 for every time you said that broadcast, I'd be rich.
Knocks it back for Kiersey. Allen, left-hand side, and knocked up.
Oh, that's a tough one, the low glass here in Pownal. De Silva's going to head to the penalty box. It's going to be a 5-on-3, so after the Islanders take 5 minors last night in St. John, they're going to get a 5-on-3 man advantage. So an opportunity for some of the skilled players to go to work here.
As you said, the low glass here in Pownal does not help for players trying to play it off glass, especially when you're on a penalty kill. Flanagan takes the dot and wins it back. Hustling for it is Toplininski.
Great hustle.
As he just keeps it in. Toplininski down low and gets it back over to Duguay. Duguay down for Campbell. Shot and off the pad. Now there's Flanagan. Moves it Duguay. Toplininski. Flanagan back in for Campbell. Sets him up great. And a goal. Flanagan, he doesn't have a shot opportunity. Was able to get it at Campbell. Campbell finally buries, and the Islanders
Bouncing
extend
puck,
their
and that's a
lead.
tough one for Monaco. He played pretty well here for St. John. His night's going to end here for the Seadogs on a power play goal, 5-on-3, as Monaco made some decent saves. So that's a bouncing puck, scramble in front, comes up high, and Ross Campbell, a lot like Evan Nicholson, a nose for the net, as Flanagan just dropped it off, and Nicholson, check that, Campbell, a little sandwich in the slot, chips it up and over top of Monaco. And it is a 4-2 hockey game.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it wasn't Monaco getting pulled as just halfway point
halfway
in the game. Now back is Duguay, Simon Duguay, down low for Rutledge. Rutledge back to Duguay. Rutledge finished his season off in the OJHL with a pretty good team down in Trenton with the Golden Hawks. That's Duguay. Back for Toplininski. Toplininski, left-hand side. Back for Rutledge. Rutledge down the middle. Shot, but wide. Now Toplininski tries to finish. Nicholson now around Rutledge. Back for Nicholson to the point. Vincent. Over Conrad, shot, and what a save. As I believe that wasn't metal, and that was the knob of Charles Antoine Gravel, but I could very well be wrong, as it wouldn't be my first time. Back to Conrad. Conrad cycles up for Vincent. Conrad back to Vincent. Vincent down low for Michaud. Over Nicholson, shot. And a good save by the 2006 born goaltender, 6 foot tall, 147 pounds, Charles Antoine Girard.
Yeah, I'd love to see a replay on that, but I'm not sure if obviously got a piece of that, because Conrad looked like he had post side. I'm not sure if it caught a little bit of the outside of the post. I didn't hear the tink, but I'll tell you what, Girard off the bench and into the fire. A couple of big saves to keep it 4-2.
Especially after sitting through probably a half-hour delay. It's a pretty good start. Seadogs kill that off.
Order popcorn chicken will keep you loose.
Exactly.
Keep something loose.
Now it's Voss. Voss round the net. 2 playing it on. Now back the other way. Bell working back, shot. But the Seadogs gain possession. Bellmare. Now Bell. Kean Bell got a goal in this hockey game. Trying to work down the middle, but leaves it off for Arsenault. 2 Seadogs, 2 Islanders in St. John's corner, but they're able to work it back up the other way. Butler now back the other way. Seadogs get a chance of momentum. Beveridge, shot, but wide of Flanagan. Regroup cycle, turnover for St. John. Simon Hughes shot, but just wide. And I thought we almost had another former Red Devil get a goal. Duguay drops it back to Hughes. Had kind of a weird shot that went off the back net. And Hughes is the guy, probably the most veteran player for the Hunters, former Seadog. It's a player that they look on in this game. There's a little dust up in front of the net of Girard.
Yeah, that shot from this angle here looked like it was in, but it was off the side of the net, and it certainly didn't. And the faceoff will come back to the right of Girard. Here's the Islanders after going down 2-1, giving up a couple of quick ones, have spun it around here once again. The faceoff will come back down to the left of Girard with 6:37 to go in this second period. Wednesday night preseason hockey in Pownal. Can't beat it.
Powers played with the Brockville Braves in the CCHL. Wins the draw. Now back point for Kiersey. Kiersey brings outside his zone, and Kiersey with phenomenal edges, but he turns that one over. But fortunate to have Flanagan make the save. Now back the other way. Cross-ice pass for Hughes, but knocks off his twig. Now the other way is Allen. Allen tries to work it to the point, but fades it down low for Hughes. Hughes sauces it behind the net of Girard. Now left-hand side. And a good sequence of movement by Duguay as he is able to set himself free. And Allen gets into it with below, down low. And Allen getting pushed around. Kiersey down low. Kiersey with it. Demands it up for Conrad. And as a 16-year-old, he's looking very poised. And he just impressed me more and more every shift.
Get used to it. Gotta be a stud. Already is.
Conrad played here during the Canada Winter Games. And one thing I noticed, I went to over 30, 40 games throughout the two tournaments between the female and male, and I went through quite of them at the male, and I went 4 or 5 of Nova Scotia's games. And one thing I realized about Conrad is that his first pass was maybe the most impressive in the tournament. It was very, very impressive.
And that's one thing about him. You better have your stick on the ice because he'll find it, right? And they had a real good back end on that team, Nova Scotia. They had a great, great team.
Shot back.
But the Western teams all had big, strong, smooth skating defensemen. Conrad fit in with all those guys.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there's guys from Alberta. You got Smith, who's was the second overall pick in
Manitoba,
the
right across out to
WHL.
BC. They all, I couldn't get over the size of 15-year-old kids.
Yeah, it was
and
crazy.
Conrad, you put him on in one of those jerseys, he fit right in with them all. And not only they're big, they're unbelievable skaters and everything to go with it, right?
Yeah, Conrad I thought was really impressive, and as you said, didn't only fit, and I thought he stood out, and he had a really good turn for Nova Scotia. Also, West Shawinigan draft pick Cole Chandler. They were probably the two most impressive players. Chandler, very talented
And one
player.
thing that Owen Conrad didn't do last year was take many minors. I remember asking him in the draft process, I don't know if he had 2 minor minutes or 4 minor minutes, and I just said when you watched him play, like he ran people over and played physical, but yet he didn't have any penalties. I said, what's up with that? He said, I don't know, play by the rules. And I looked over at your father sitting at the table, his eyes just lit up. He said, well, that's what we need here because we took the most penalties in the league last year, and we need people that are going to be disciplined. Owen Conrad didn't sit in that penalty box too often last year with the Weeks Major Midgets, but he's in there right now.
Islanders head to their first penalty kill, and we'll see how they do. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Make sure to tweet at me at Holton Lucas from where you're tuning in.
Good idea.
Around Canada.
Who knows? Maybe no one's tuning in. Someone's got to be tuning
I'll let
in.
you know. Someone has to be. I mean, I wouldn't be tuning in
Your
after
mom?
this delay. Never know. I honestly have no clue, to tell you the truth. I know my father's tuning in from across the rink. Maybe can hear you, but certainly can't hear me.
Doesn't want to hear either of us, probably.
Certainly. Arsenault down low. Pressuring Antoine Girard. Seadogs work it up the middle. Amiot pressured
another
by
player that had a
Rutledge.
good Canada games.
For sure, and standing up is Rutledge. It was Pierre Noel who almost sent Rutledge back down to Aurelia. Now it's Nicholson. Sends other way to Silva behind the net. Silva the other way. Right hand side of Flanagan. Pierre Noel. Back to McLean. McLean. PI native. The other way with a great interception is Kiersey. Kiersey steps in, gets a shot on net. For a good change. McLean with it for Seadogs. Snap pass over to Bellemare. Seadogs with an opportunity down low to try and wrench their way back within one. 2:15 on the clock. And Conrad's minor comes to a close.
A good kill.
The Hamill snaps it across. Beveridge shot and rings the metal. And Flanagan had a sigh of relief there as his team keeps a 4-2 lead.
He made that look easy. Beveridge down the wing. And just full flight. Top of the circle, snaps it short side.
Just that release.
An inch away from going in, but an inch away from missing the net. It's a game of inches. But Beveridge, what a
release.
Wicked release.
You can see why he had 103 points in Bantam.
Must have terrorized kids.
Yup. They've had quite a few good teams down there in Mount St. Charles. Some notable QMJHL draft picks. A lot of them going states, obviously, like Cecil Boisvert. And a recent QMJHL pick, but was actually committed to the States. 19th overall pick, Zachary Morin, committed today to Boston University. 1:19 on the clock in the second period. And
that was the last sweat of the draft, because as soon as Morin went, we knew Conrad was going to be there at 20. And you never know what's going to happen at the 19th pick. Blainville could trade it. They could take him. And when Zachary Moore was drafted, who, in my mind, was a top 5 talent was coming into the league, there was a lot of talk that he wasn't an unbelievable player.
There was a lot of people who were arguing he could have gone number 1 if he would report. Obviously, Elliot Desnoyers.
Pretty darn good player.
The two brothers replicate their games. And he's a pretty darn good player, the youngest one. Left-hand side. The Seadogs working towards the middle. Another Conrad chips it out on the Islanders. Another kill. We're talking about St. John taking all these minors, and Charlottetown wants to get tied up, which definitely isn't a good thing.
Great hustle there by Kyle Powers in on the forecheck, shorthanded.
And Powers is a player. That's why the Islanders signed him. They need someone who's willing to forecheck at all times. And offside is Warren.
It brings energy, right? And that's infectious. And Powers just goes in hard, wide open, as you say. Won the fitness test here for Charlottetown, so that certainly holds its value as well. He signed and got himself in shape and ready to go play major junior hockey.
You talk about players in shape. You talk about players that are entry role players. It reminds me of Michael Horth. Horth started with the Islanders as an entry role player, and last year kind of stepped up, and he scored over 20 goals, and he had a very impressive season. Powers, hopefully for the Islanders, if he can be anything like Horth, he can be a great player. And that's an appear number 2. Mumswick Sultan alongside me, Corey Arsenault. After 2 periods of play, your Charlottetown Islanders lead the St. John Seadogs 4-2. They have a 41-second penalty kill going into the final period of play.
exact words he said.
Shots on goal for the second period. Islanders 14, Seadogs 10. Ladies and gentlemen, your Charlottetown Islanders.
folks, we begin period number 3. The Islanders lead Seadogs 4-2, and they start period on a 41-second penalty kill. Face-off won back by Will Allen, and Allen sends it down right away as he knocks off the stick of De Silva. De Silva with the goal in this game. Seadogs got 2, Islanders got 4, 2 being from local talent Evan Nicholson, the other from Ross Campbell, Serpiard. Play back around into Seadogs zone. Played across, left-hand side, working to the right, and whistle blown.
The Beavers with a little burst of speed inside the zone, and puck just kind of hopped on the last minute. The Islanders able to kill off the rest of the minor early here in this third period. There's no scoring after 1. And all of a sudden, it's a 4-2 game. Lots of goals. 6 goals in the middle frame. Islanders led 1-0, then trailed 2-1, 3 unanswered to make it a 4-2 game.
Back the other way, it's Bell, right-hand side alone, tripped up, goes in to the post extremely hard, and it looks like he banged up his arm or shoulder, and he leaves extremely quick. He's met by trainer Devin Aiken, and they're going to exit the ice surface as that looks painful. It looks like he's clinging on to maybe his arm or his wrist, but he felt that pain right
into the goal post as he had a burst of speed going down, gets taken down on the way. There was a penalty coming, but he was going full speed, crashed into the net, and you know what? To see him get up on his own
I have
is
no audio in my headphones.
A good sign, but an obvious pain, and that's the reason right there why the game didn't start. You need a doctor on hand. I mean, if there's something going on, you need a doctor here to check him out, and you know, you hope that the doctor never has to be called to the dressing room. But you know, Kean Bell, good to see him get back up and skate, but shoulder, arm, one of the two, or a combination of both. He went into the net hard.
For the Islanders, by Playmanon, Sherbrooke, Quebec draft pick native, as he was drafted in Sherbrooke, which was pretty special for him and his family, as he had quite a few alongside with him. Back to the point, working down low by Playmanon. Over for Walker, to the point for Toplininski. Allen, shot down low for Hughes, back out, and it's a goal. On the board is Kyle Powers. And just like that, 5-2 Islanders.
Well, the Islanders cycle it around. Hughes, Playmanon, down low for Hughes. Hughes pass in front for Kyle Powers, and Powers in the high slot goes short side on Girard, and the Islanders, I think, second, maybe third power play goal of the hockey game here. It's early one, 1:31 into this third period, and the Isles up by a score of 5-2. And Charlottetown with a few more veterans in the lineup here tonight compared to St. John. Score would kind of indicate how the game has gone.
Back by Campbell, right-hand side, and back out. To the point for Edward Vincent. Now the Seadogs the other way. Seadogs looking to try and climb their way back in it. They recovered from down by 3 last night. And great drop pass by Campbell to Vossen. Gets a little chippy down low. And the Islanders are up, and Powers, as we spoke, high energy. Has a good shot. Very fit. He came here to play.
We're going to play 2-on-1 into this third period. It's a 5-2 hockey game. Islanders, I believe, back on the road Friday, potentially. Halifax.
In Halifax, yep. Nicholson taking a draw, wins it back. That's Rutledge. Rutledge, Michaud. Conrad, Michaud. Conrad, back Michaud. Michaud, right-hand side shot, but deflected into the netting. 17-47. And the Honors lead by 3 in the third period of play.
Lots of smiles on the faces around the arena here tonight. Everybody happy to be back.
I'm assuming the smiles are because they saw you, Corey.
Yeah, potentially, but not betting on it.
Conrad at the point. Chip to Rutledge. Rutledge behind the net. Trying to get some movement in the Seadog zone and extend the Honors lead to 4. Nicholson looking for the hats. Right hand side. Looking to drop it back to Michaud. Fades off stick of Seadog. Back to Duguay, who dumps it in the Honors with a successful exchange. Conrad stays on to meet back up with his partner, Marcus Kiersey. Now flip that way is Butler. Butler bursts a speed cross ice pass down low, shot, but just wide. Butler outside the Honors circle. For Seadog circle. Butler, Alan Butler getting some chemistry going. Kiersey, toe drag. Kiersey, down low for Butler. Butler works it to Arsenault. Arsenault turns it over now. Kiersey approaches. He gets beat. Kiersey hustles back as Beveridge tries to work it all alone. Planadon drops it back, but turnover for Kluche. It's a blind side pass. Butler moves it for Allen. Allen tries catch. Brett Arsenault moving. Arsenault knocks him off the puck, but he cannot get back onside. Kluche back the other way. And chasing the puck down is Vincent. Edward Vincent and the Islanders going penalty kill, and Beveridge gets into it with, I think that is Allen.
Ladies and minors coming here to the Islanders as Powers going to head to the penalty box for boarding.
Looks like there were no other penalties given out. As Anders had to fourth penalty kill of the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Third or fourth. Starts on the left-hand side of goaltender Jack Flanagan, and taking the draw is Kevin Walker. Walker, as we said, played for Cape Breton and West Anders, then down to Truro, and he's been impressive. And Ross Campbell flying on his PK, try and catch up with the puck. As a good dipsy doodle by the Seadogs. Stay set now. Kluche chips it down towards the middle, stepping in. Beveridge cuts to the center. Now back out to Hamill. Hamill using his edges. Kluche back to the Hamill. Back to the slot. And the Seadogs continue cycle. Down low, shot. Beveridge in there, and it gets in as Jack Flanagan. He has to have that one. Shot down low, routine save. Makes his way through him. And just like that, Seadogs get it.
Yeah, Chad Belmar, I mean, he was noticeable in the first, a little bit quieter in the second, but gets to that ugly angle. Lets it go from along the goal line, and it's a bank shot. In off the goaltender and in, but you got to put the puck on that to make good things happen. And Belmar, that's a couple goals that have gone short side. That one sneaks in. 2-goal game here with 15-15 on the board.
Nicholson to Rutledge. Rutledge drops back for Voss. Off stick of Rutledge. Robbie Rutledge chases in, pokes it, but scooped up now the other way. Voss tries slide it to Michaud, but goes wide. Now the Seadogs try and continue their momentum back to even strength as Seadogs score on the power play. Bring Powers out of the box. 4:42 is the clock. Beaudry trips it in now. Voss. Voss right hand side. Voss shot, but deflected wide by trying Dwyer, and a dirty hit on Rutledge. Rutledge is down, as there's been a couple dirty hits for Rutledge. He gets up.
That was a boarding one, and that could be
Yep.
a little bit more than 2.
Yeah, it looks like it
Matejko
caught
caught Rutledge, drilled the middle of the boards. Surprised that Robbie's gotten up so quick.
He played in Hearst, Ontario. He's seen it back in the NOJHL, where he led the league in points, I believe. I know for sure amongst rookies.
2 minutes.
As goal power
Robbie
play.
at 17, 45 goals in Northern Ontario.
Nicholson at the dot. Cycle to Michaud. Michaud in, shot off the legging of Antoine Girard. Now the other way, the Seadogs. A loose opportunity, body off, and covered by goaltender Jack Flanding. We're gonna get a whistle. 14:03, 1:39 remaining on the Islanders. Power play.
Terrific back check there by Alexei Michaud as he gets on his horse and comes back to help out. As it was a Sea Dog player in shorthanded, and Michaud on his horse as Conrad, his man got around him, and Michaud comes back to thwart that opportunity and keep it 5-3 game.
Shout out to Brady Holmes, Brady Films as he is known as he reached out to me via Twitter, as he has videograph page and a big hip check, sending Seadogger to the bench, as the Spano Sports Center hasn't been very loud for the goals, but they're pretty loud for that hit, as that was a classic hip check, and I'm just dying for your opinion on that one, Corey.
Wow, it was O'Blennis who took a run on his man. He's getting a couple taps on the bench as he went, skates up, and flew into the Islanders bench. Islanders had a 5-on-3 and maybe one extra pass. But speaking of 5-on-3, Eli Warman will go to the penalty box for a delay of game, and so the Islanders back to a 5-on-3. They scored on their first 5-on-3. And this will be a 5-on-3 for 70 seconds.
And the Islanders look to extend the lead, as they currently have a 2-goal lead. Left-hand side now down the middle. Kiersey, little shaken left, salt and pepper action now to Butler. Across for Toplininski. Kiersey, Toplininski, down low, Campbell across ice. Butler, I think the net's off. And no help put it back on, but hopefully. And luckily, Antoine Girard gets it on. Toplininski seeing a lot of confidence is what we love. He's making more rushes with the puck. There's an offside there. But he's been working up the middle, a lot more confidence than in previous settings, and it's really exciting to see.
And Toplininski in across the blue line, kind of jammed on the brakes at the blue line, and Campbell threw Campbell offside.
Quick face-off, but Butler still somehow wins it. Voss chips it in, but the man back, Nicholson. Over for Duguay. Now Hughes, right hand side. Butler back to the point. Butler drops it back. Over to Voss. Voss to Duguay. And Isaac Voss, the veteran, fumbles on that one. But luckily for him, his team still has a power play. No longer a 5-on-3, but 42nd even strength.
Yeah, there's not much going. I mean, just trying to get a little bit too cute on that 5-on-3, but it is preseason, right? You're able to do that. As the Owls try to force the pass, extra pass here, extra pass there, it just doesn't work. Give credit where credit is due. Good kill so far by the Dogs.
11:52. We have whistle on.
18 seconds remaining on Warren's minor. The faceoff will come back outside St. John territory. It was 0-0 after one, 4-2 Charlottetown after two. Teams have traded goals here in this third period, 5-3.
11:47 on this clock as the game winds down, and Conrad, the smooth skating 6'2", 200-pound defenseman, drops it off for Will Allen shot. But miss. Conrad puts it back on net. Deflected wide. Now the other way. St. John. They got the numbers. But hustle back from Walker defeats it off the back net of goaltender Jack Flanagan. Will Allen. Hit. Odin. Islanders are able to get a change. Seadogs try to shake it out. Robbie Rutledge keeps it in. 10:52 remaining. Kiersey puts it down the middle and a dirty hit. As I guess it's technically clean, but Kiersey had his head down for a minute. It looked a little scary, but Rutledge recovers and puts shot on net. 10:35. Down low, zipped across, now back. Turnover, Rutledge recovers back. Kiersey walks in, shot delayed to Michaud. Now in behind. Rutledge back the other way, the Seadogs. Game momentum, 10-14. Around, Rutledge chips it in and is over to the side as the goalies pull that. On the delayed penalty. Seadogs pull a goalie right away. Common hockey. Knowledge if I would have picked up on that. And Campbell and Kluche have a choice of words. And just like that, going to the box for the Islanders is Kyle Powers once again has a couple unnecessary minors.
Now the stick just comes up. These things happen. 10:03 to go here in this third period. Dogs with a chance to claw back in, make it a one-goal game.
Islanders penalty number 18, Kyle Powers. 2 minutes for ice kicking. Private penalty, but kicking 7.
A few too many minors by both respective clubs. That's the way she goes. Down low for Seadogs. Cycle it up top for De Silva. De Silva rips it across for Beveridge. Kluche. Over now is Amiot. Amiot walks in. Down low. Shot. Saved. And the Islanders are able to clear with the help of Koplinsky. Linsky. Around. The horn goes to Seadogs as they break the barriers back the other way. Right-hand side, dropped back. Amiot turns it down low. A good batted play by Allen, and the Islanders go back down the other way. Allen played first half with the Islanders, and then they decided for development reasons. I don't know the real reason. Send him back Mirashi, but he's come to camp ready, and I thought he's looked very good so far.
Been involved
in Charlottetown. Vincent turns it down the ice. As helps to add to a pretty strong kill so far. Beveridge, good breakout. Matejko rings it wide. Now back to the top for McLean. McLean, great seeing him get some time on the power play.
That'll pretty well do it. 5 seconds to go on the Powers minor.
That's just a really good kill penalty for the Islanders. as Matejko, he's down low, gets chipped up. On towards the middle, shot. And for Islanders fans that are tuning in, I know you guys may be as excited for the ones that know, as Corey and I are arriving tonight, is Andrzej Maruna, the Slovakian. Had a pretty strong summer, played for a second time at the Hlinka summer with Team Slovakia. Maybe that's a guy that could get an outside sniff this year at the World Juniors. He's still young, but he's a big, big boy. And Islanders fans are getting excited to see him play.
Yeah, looking forward to him. I think he's en route, put it that way.
Dropped over. Down the middle's Butler. Butler gets it stripped off him. Pierre Noel does a spin. We're playing it on now. Butler with speed. He's against 3 Seadogs. Toplinsky helps him out. Shot. And Butler, from a weird angle, he saw the lane with excellent vision and was able to get to Toplinsky. Toplinsky threads the wire. Should back in, back to, I guess, Plamadon. Rutledge over Toplinsky. Plamadon. Shot, but wide. Toplinsky. Campbell. There's Butler. Toplinsky. Shot. And just like that, 6:28, the third period play. Your Charlottetown Islanders are up 5-3. We mentioned earlier, it's a Friday night game in Halifax preseason. Islanders are going to be able to see some of the Mooseheads' young prospects. A great sign by the Mooseheads, signing Liam Kilfoyle, very impressive player. They got him in the second round, and a lot of teams thought he was going to States. They worked their magic.
Once again, same thing we talked about, getting the best players in the league, and Kilfoyle's one of those guys that fans are going to be excited to go watch play.
I saw Kilfoyle skate in the summer, and he's just one of the best backhand players I've seen play. He's very good with his hands, and he's impressive. Conrad shot, just wide. Back and forth action. Nicholson slides it. Seadogs recoup. Bang it the other way. A boat in. Works it. And a dirty play. And the Islanders go another power play. Hughes works in and loses a puck. And after whistle hit by Powers.
Now Blennis will head to the penalty box, another boarding, and these are more penalties that you're going to see here this year. No fighting, basically. Bans, you get a game misconduct and a suspension. What you're going to see is probably a little bit more physical play. Players running players. It is what it is. I mean, there's still a physical part. Still a physical part to the game, right?
Yeah. And you never know, maybe hitting will be the next.
At some point.
Hope not, but maybe. Yeah, we'll have to see. Obviously, there are leagues around that are changing things up, taking away visors, just CC.
Whatever the government thinks, we'll find out.
Yep. Goes off the rafters. Back down 5:15. I mentioned earlier. Tweet at me from where you're listening around the globe. Holton, Lucas, HLTO, and LUCAS is my Twitter. Tell me where you're from listening to, so me and Corey can shout you out.
Your mom's listening. She texted me. Tuned in. We got one.
We got one. That's all that matters. Snapped ice pass to Vincent. Vincent at the point. Up. And the puck goes out. 5:05. 1:42 remaining on this Islanders power play.
be home in bed if the game would have started on time, but of course the delay. So those who are still tuned in, thank you.
Yep, big Ralphster's waiting for you. I'm sure he might be tuning in. Could be bad time. Played behind. And around. Back away. Chipped by Michaud around the horn. Low for Butler. Butler works it. Michaud. Butler over Kiersey. Butler. Butler shot off the leg. Butler takes his time. Cycles at Kiersey. Shot on that, but deflected wide. Back away. Now Butler. Kiersey. Butler chips it. Michaud. Michaud slap shots it in and off. Butler now the other way is Pierre Noel. Goes for a toe drag. Gets caught up in the feet of Anthony Flanagan. Flanagan pressures. Islanders had 4 players at camp, I believe, that played at the Canada Winter Games here in PI, being Kenzie Wagner, Donald Hickey, and Flanagan and Conrad. I could be missing 1 or 2. Those are the ones that I thought of at the moment. Toplinsky, Rutledge towards the middle, back in for Campbell.
Hudson Bradley.
Hudson Bradley, yeah. I knew I was forgetting someone. 2:53 remaining.
Nathan Weber.
Yeah. Across the dime. Through the middle. St. John drop back for Warren. Warren
Big boy.
tees it up like he's at the driving range and goes pretty high.
Eli Warren's a big boy. There's no doubt about that. A younger but bigger brother of Noah Warren. Of course, Noah, not a small man as well.
No.
Terrific player. Anaheim Ducks draft pick. He didn't get hurt. He was a big part of that Gatineau back end. Not saying Gatineau would have won, but when you lose a defender of Noah Warren's
totally
caliber,
agree.
you don't replace him.
That stings. Mateko and Allen. Campbell. But tell you the truth, I didn't think anyone was going to be getting past those Quebec Grandparents once they got hot. Undefeated. Oh, no, that's wrong. Until the finals, they were undefeated in the QMJHL playoffs.
Great team. 2:25 to go here in this third period. Memorial Cup champions.
Seadogs were the Memorial Cup champions year before. The last 4 Memorial Cup champions have been QMJHL teams. The Islanders, they got pretty close in 2022. Play back shot, and the Islanders go to another power play. Back their way is Powers, and looks like Voss in a little bit of pain, and going to the box for the Seadogs. Number 20, Luca Benoit, Ottawa, Ontario, born player, 205. Maybe the Seadogs will pull a goalie. It is preseason, but you never know. Downers on the power play, so I highly doubt it. And Pono Sports Center has seen a pretty good game for preseason. I thought it's been overall fairly decent hockey myself. Corey, what are your overall
good
thoughts
action
on the game so far?
Good action. I mean, it's only going to pick up. September it becomes better. A week into the season picks up. 2 weeks into the season after NHL players are back, there's different elevations
Yep.
to a season. You go from scrimmage in-house scrimmage to exhibition to the end of exhibition after cuts are being made and veterans come in to first week of the regular season to what we talked about when everybody gets their full rosters.
1:33.
Away we go.
Back to Jack Flanagan. Plays it across for Plamadon. Dugay over to Anthony Flanagan. Flanagan with it. He loses puck, but regains it and chips it to the point. Back for Flanagan. Cross ice pass for Vincent.
Last minute play in the third period.
Flanagan towards the middle. On the stick of Kiersey. Flanagan has some back on the back check. Pierre Noel and Flanagan. He takes a penalty.
Penalty shot.
For penalty shot.
Hot
but
action here with 40.1 seconds to go.
pretty good back check though. You got to get back there. That's things that stands out for coaches. And when you got a goal, it's gonna for Paul Drew. It's gonna test Jack Flanagan. He's had quite a few. As the Hunters had some shootouts in the Al Cousin Cup. May he rest in peace.
Hensey, Pierre Noel, everything up. Pierre Noel, his father Christmas. Pierre Noel is going to go for a shootout. Penalty shot, I should say. 40.1 seconds ago. Be a shorthanded attempt. Take her away, Lucas. Bring us home.
Pierre Noel steps in, right to left, walking in. And he says Merry Christmas to Jack Flanagan as he lights him up like a Christmas tree and puts that one in the back of the net.
It is Pierre Noel, not Père Noel. And you're right, Christmas present. Tripped up, penalty shot, and good patience to hold it out here. 40.1 seconds ago in this third period. Face-off will come back at center ice. And now you may see the Dogs, if they get puck possession, yank Girard, 35 seconds remaining on the minor. And Mark Lee, former PEI Rocket, good buddy of mine, give him the directions on the bench.
Unfortunately, we're seeing the goalie go. And unfortunately, as I was going to say, Flanagan got tripped up there, but it was good hustle back. And Hughes buries it. And the Islanders fans like that one. 6-4, 22.7 seconds left. And I think that puts the ribbon on top.
Unless they got Stan Makita.
So give you a present there, Pierre Noel. The Grinch strikes. 22.7 seconds left.
Hey, you work on that. They were trying to get the goaltender out. Puck went deep. It's a bit of a delayed hesitation. Next thing you know, the Islanders have pressure and the puck break out. And Simon Hughes back in the net. Empty net. Good game.
And obviously ceilings here are nowhere near as high as Eastlink Center.
Low ceiling.
Has there been quite a few
extra whistles.
Yeah.
Just enough to get the toes half froze.
Yeah. -2, I think, is temperature inside the building for people that care enough. I don't think there's anyone that cares enough.
I doubt it.
But over in Halifax, well, that's quite the cold rink they have. Folks, the clock's winding down and just like that. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We appreciate you. My name's Luke Salton. Alongside me, as I said, Corey Arsenault and your Charlottetown Islanders win at a final score of 6-4. Thank you to Universum Media, and just like that, sign off now.
Islanders have been